Restored Republic via GCR update as of February 8, 2018. Compiled by Judy Byington. Transcript and links on iqdcalls.com. A. Intel Alert, Operation Disclosure GCR/RV. 1. Memos exposing corruption within the U.S. government would continue to be released to make way for the restored republic. 2. Activation of the new financial system was announced to world leaders at the Davos summit last month. 3. World leaders were also informed about the stock market falling, which is just now beginning. 4. It was all part of the transition from old to new. The stock market would continue to fall as more cabal were forced to pull out of the old financial system. 5. The new financial system would replace the old financial system before the stock market crashed. There would be no chaos. 6. Multiple sources were indicating the 800 numbers were to be released February 7 or February 8. Note, from iqdcalls.com, disclaimer, it would be nice to know who the multiple sources are, to help verify this claim. B. TNT call Rayren 98, Tony, replay link on iqdcalls.com. 1. On the RV they told us January 2nd and then January 15th. Now we are expecting good news when the Iraqi budget comes out tomorrow Thursday, February 8th. 2. The RV could happen at any time now and before Monday, February 12th. There was a conference on February 12th in Iraq with the Kurds and they wanted the RV completed before that conference. They told us they wanted this to happen by Monday, February 12th. 3. Iraq has been notified that they want the rate to be out and international before the conference starts on Monday, February 12th. I am thinking that means the rate will be on Forex as soon as it goes public. 4. After you call the 800 number and give your zip code, they would set your appointment at a bank or exchange center based on what currency you had to exchange. 5. If you had ZIM they would transfer you to a ZIM exchange center for your appointment. 6. The dong rate has ranged from $0.47 to $2.27. The dinar rate on the Chi cards has ranged from $3.71 to $3.82. We are waiting for the international rates to change. 7. Banks would be open 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Exchange centers remained open until 11 p.m. 8. Effective yesterday, February 6, no more dinar could go out of Iraq and people in the region had to return what they had. 9. We are assuming that people in Iraq were getting paid. 10. Last week the Central Bank of Iraq put out a note for a rate change on the dinar. 11. On a special website they will post different 800 numbers for each region of the country. Only call the 800 number for your region. Note, if this is true we will post 800 numbers on iqdcalls.com. 12. If you have less than $10 million in currency to exchange so are exchanging with a bank teller, and you don't like the rate they are giving you, you have the right to not exchange right then and request an appointment with a wealth manager in order to negotiate the rate you want. 13. If you are not ready right now, get ready now. It's going to be first come, first served, and there may well be chaos. 14. They are going to give us the 800 numbers, and they will give us the rates so that you know them in advance of your exchange. C. FISA memo synopsis, how we got here, where we are going and why. 1. The Democratic National Committee, Hillary Clinton, and the Obama administration colluded with the intelligence community to thwart Trump's presidential campaign efforts, and continued these illegal activities even when he became U.S. president. Their purpose was to control U.S. governmental powers, and to further agendas that were anti-American. 2. They did this illegally using U.S. taxpayer dollars in official offices/agencies for treasonous aim, and ulterior motives, to cover up even more severe crimes to be shown in the coming FISA memos. 3. Those memos will expose an agenda for an ultimate overthrow of America, a stealth coup d'etat by the deep state shadow government, primarily through Hillary and Obama treasonous actions. 4. These aims to permanently end America and its citizens via any and all means, makes them enemy combatants, whose serious crimes can and will likely be punishable by death by hanging or lifelong imprisonment in a military prison. 5. The entire Russian collusion narrative was forged and foisted onto the public as real news via manipulated mainstream media. The news was designed to hide the illegal use of our nation's surveillance powers that was meant for our enemies. Their actions were illegally against American citizens and against America's interest as a whole. Sedition. 6. The weaponized political scheme was enabled by technology/social engineering to forcefully/corruptly a. Get Hillary elected president unfairly over Trump, and then b. later to remove him as president from office via a insurance policy involving Russian collusion so they could take over. 7. They accomplished the first by obstructing/spying on Trump multiple ways, multiple times, during the constitutionally protected 1. presidential candidacy 2. election 3. his transition into office, treason, and 4. even continuing into his presidency, high treason. 8. The latter was based on forged false narrative based on non-existent paid-for evidence. This top-secret info collected on behalf the FISA warrant and wiretapping, meant for watching spies/terrorists in the U.S., was illegally leaked to outsiders by then-President Obama while in office. Hillary and her staff were not authorized for any of this, used the information for political gain to steal the president election. 9. This represented several crimes of severity, sedition, and treason, the highest crimes possible with each punishable by death. 10. The deeper crimes to justify these serious crimes, are even more sinister, vast in nature and go back decades, spanning many presidents on both sides. That will take many memos/time to fully reveal. 11. The Nunes FISA memo was the first of several which would be revealed soon. All of which was the largest challenge of the U.S. Constitution since the Civil War. 12. Obama changed Executive Order 12,333 to allow more agencies to have access to illegal, and with ill/illegal intent, surveillance data on Trump and team. 13. Obama holdovers under government pay started unmasking Trump's transition team and staff members, then released the classified information to the mainstream media to spin into a Russian collusion narrative. 14. Wild claims were backed up by the CIA's fingers in mass media aka Mockingbird, thus the deluge of manipulated/faked mainstream media to make crappy fake news seemed legit in global heavily pushed syndication. 15. They later extending this to new levels of delusion, claiming concerned citizens and patriots as so-called without evidence Russian bots, on Twitter, around the #release the memo. Twitter being owned by the same who owned the mainstream media, sidestep First Amendment/free speech rights, by stealthy shadow banning, demonetizing videos, and account disabling of the most vocal supporters, including Trump, to help shape/control the narrative. 16. What were the good guys doing about it? A. Many air flights have been turned back midway. The bad guys can't just fly out/anywhere, or bring anybody special in. B. Via high-altitude drones and likely space-based observation the good guys see and hear all, in a good way, all the time per anonymous leaker called Cannon. C. Trump's first executive order, in late December, enabled seizure of all assets involved in corruption, high treason was punishable by death, or human trafficking en masse, domestic or abroad. D. Trump's second executive order, around the State of the Union address, allowed lawful holding of terrorists and enemy combatants, this means them. E. This meant that those guilty would soon be stripped of everything and thus have nothing, no money, no ability to buy terrorist activities, no fancy houses, cars, and retirements, all gotten with treasonous sadistic illegal activities. F. Not that they would need any of it, long prison sentences, and or death for many of the deepest in the deep state were expected. G. They were living in fear and uncertainty for a Marine boot etc. to come crashing through their home door, so even though pre-trial actual sentence, while still free to live normally, they get to taste the fear they have ruthlessly inflicted on many innocents directly, shift history with, at the Standard Hotel, and recent large sting of 56 sex slaves, 500 arrested in his district, and only possible via dark deals, in backrooms of scams and schemes enabled by treason and corruption. That's it for this audio. Thanks for putting up with the robot voice. It is the best I can do with my disability. Remember to breathe, just breathe. More on the transcript and links on iqdcalls.com.